Do you have anything to say? I thought so. Hi friends. It's been a while. I goofed a little bit. I started this channel thinking I'm gonna make videos every other week and we're gonna be our best selves in 2026. Well, now we're already on the 7th month and I have not done anything. I haven't posted jack shit, but that's okay. You know, my passions have seasons. So I've had a revelation in the last few days and I want to share it with you, but to do that, we're going to have to go back in time. So, May of 2025, I lost my job. I was laid off, nothing I could have done about it. And before I lost it, I got very comfortable in the discomfort of not having stable income. Sometimes I didn't know when I was getting paid. And I was comfortable with that setup because I liked where I was. And it's not that I didn't apply. The job market is ass, okay? I probably applied to like thousands of places. But every time I sent in an application, I was secretly hoping that it would just work out at my previous job. That it would just somehow things would just get better and I could stay there because I was comfortable and it was easy. It's not easy changing jobs. It's not easy going through change. So I kept hoping and hoping and hoping that I could just do the easy thing. And then, of course, I was laid off. Nothing I could have done about it. Ripped out from underneath me. I was on unemployment until January, and then in February, I went back to the job I had previously before this last one. Right back to where I started, making significantly like not enough to survive. And I'm in debt. And I was struggling, and I still am, but I have a different mindset, and we're going to talk about that. But despite the whole not making enough to survive thing, I love where I'm at. I love my coworkers. I love what I do. It's a very fulfilling job. I have the most fun every day that I go in. It's been awesome, right? But once again, I am comfortable. So the entire time I've been back. One second. I have been trying to find a second job. And this is the compromise I gave myself. I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to stay here and I'll have the best of both worlds because I'll have this fun job that maybe isn't giving me what I need, the bare necessities to survive, but at least I'm happy doing what I'm doing and being around the people I'm around. And then I'll have this other job that, you know what, like, it's okay if it makes me miserable because at least I have this, right? That doesn't sound like following my highest good. That doesn't sound like being my best self. That sounds like settling. And I kept thinking, well, if I could just get this second job, then I'll be fine. I'll have financial freedom. Then I'll be okay. Then I'll be stress-free. And now I have a possible opportunity for a full-time job in which I would have to quit my current job. And it pays a lot, and there's benefits and travel. And I was having a hard time being grateful for it. I was having a really hard time just being grateful for the opportunity. I don't even know if I get the job yet. I haven't even done the interview. I was sitting in this sadness just because it's not preferable for me. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. But I was going through these scenarios in my head that like, oh, I'm going to be so miserable there. They're going to make me dye my hair. They're going to make me dye my hair a natural color. I was getting so sad. Like, I'm not going to have self-expression there. I literally don't know anything about this job. I know nothing about it. I'm making this stuff up in my head. And still, even though I am not getting the bare necessities, I'm looking at you, capitalism. I'm not getting the bare necessities I need to live. I am still reluctant to leave this current job because I am comfortable in the discomfort. Because there's no growth in this discomfort. It's something I know, and I know it well. And I realized that this is a repeating pattern in my life. This is a cycle that I go through. I have to burp again. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. What did I do? And I realized that this has been a cycle where I try to control the how of getting what I want, getting what I need. I've tried to control it with my own preferences. But like, who's to say that there isn't a better path? Even if it's not the easiest path, it might be better. Who's to say? So for the last 2 days, I was getting angry because I'm like, why is nothing ever easy? Why does nothing ever go the way I want it to go? Well, bitch, that's because you're fucking human and you can't control the how. You can control what you want. You can control how you feel, how you allow the outside world to make you feel, but you can't control the how. So to identify this cycle, I had to think about why I wanted the things I wanted. What feelings did I think those things were going to give me, and how can I access those feelings now? Like, I thought I wanted a second job, but in reality, I wanted the financial stability and freedom that a second job would provide. And so yesterday I sat down and I journaled, and my first revelation was that often what we think we want is actually just control over how we get it. But when we attach ourselves to the how and have this preference, we become fearful of anything new or different than that preference. And we automatically prepare for the worst. Like, I started to imagine these scenarios in which I'd be miserable, absolutely miserable at this place. And I haven't even been interviewed. I don't even know. I've never met a single person there. I don't even know what to expect, but I automatically am preparing for the worst because I'm not trusting that good things can happen to me. But everything happens for you. Everything that happens to you happens for you. Even when you don't know that it's happening for you, it's happening for your growth. That's what it's happening for. And you have to think of it that way, because if you don't, then you're just really sad and you're always wondering, why me? Why me? Why does the universe hate me? Well, it doesn't. You're just not growing. Sorry to tell you. And this led to my second revelation, which is I can be happy wherever I am because that is all I have control over. Happiness is a state of being. It's not something that you get. Something can happen to you on the outside that brings you joy. That's why people say happiness is fleeting, is because people wait for something on the outside to bring them happiness. But you can just hijack that shit and you can do it yourself. I have no control over the how. I can only control how I'm feeling right now and what I want. That's all. That's all I can do. So I can decide what I want, and I can decide, okay, well, I want to be happy. I want to be joyous. I want to be grateful. And then I can just be that. And when you realize that that is something that you can access whenever, wherever, the unknown becomes a lot less scary. Because you're not scared of being miserable. You're not scared of how bad things are going to be for you on the outside, because you have the power to be happy regardless. The outside world, the physical reality, cannot affect you unless you allow it to affect you. And you can choose how it affects you. I can sit here and I can bitch and moan about the government, about capitalism. I can talk about how we need to raise the minimum wage to a livable wage, and we do. And I'll always stand by that. But it's also not helping. It's not doing anything for me or for anyone else. What I actually can control is if I'm going to be happy right now, despite all of that, which is a form of protest in itself. Choosing to live in joy and gratitude and happiness and contentment, that is a huge fuck you to everyone in power that stays in power by keeping us sad and weak and scared. So choose happiness, regardless of what your outer world looks like. Oh, but Auntie Sally, it's easier said than done. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Get up. The one thing I've learned throughout this process is that there is no growth in the easy route. There's no growth there, and that's what we're here for. We are here to have the human experience of growing and changing. That is life, babe. I'm not saying this is the only life you'll ever get, but this is the only life you will ever live as the person you are right now. This is the only time that you're ever going to be able to witness life through the eyes that you have, with the senses that you have right now. This is it. So make the most of it and have fun. Like, things really don't matter as much as we feel like they matter. They really don't. Have fun. Go out, go dancing, believe in magic, get delusional. I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. Have fun. As long as you're not hurting anyone and you're having a good time, do whatever you want. Make yourself happy. And the only way to be happy is to decide to be happy and then be persistent and consistent with that decision. It's okay to get a little negative, okay? Negative thoughts, anxieties, those are there for a reason. I made a video about this already if you want to go and, I don't know, watch it or something. But they're there for a reason. You have to have the discipline of a military officer with your subconscious mind. Every time you notice a negative thought creeping in, don't judge it, okay? Because it's there for a reason, like I said. Once you get a negative thought, you have to get to the why. Why am I having this? Why am I thinking this way? What does this connect to? Maybe journal about it. I don't know. And after you have that why, you have to think, okay, how do I turn this into a positive thought? How do I think of something a little bit more helpful, a little more productive? You have to be mindful and aware of what negative stories that you're telling yourself. You know, for me, it was, oh, well, I'm not going to be happy anywhere else. So what did we learn today? You got to let go and surrender the how and just let whatever happen. Because it's going to happen regardless. You can't delay the inevitable. And you can choose to be happy regardless of anything that happens. You can choose happiness and gratitude and contentment no matter what your physical reality looks like. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card. Affirmators. I don't know who this is by. It's called knockknockstuff.com is, I guess, where you can get this. And we're going to pull a little card. I love how these shuffle. They shuffle so nice. Okay, 2 cards came out. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. Hold on. Okay, y'all saw that happen. We got self-love and positive thinking. Oh, I love divination. Okay, positive thinking. In the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want, and I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a pretty badass mind gardener, and it's this, look at that. That is so cute. For self-love, I openly embrace a feeling of self-love, the PG kind. I love myself because I understand myself. I love myself as the most committed partner I will ever have. I show my self-love in any way that I can, and when I screw up, I remember to be sweet and gentle with myself. If not, I'm gonna make myself sleep on the couch. Got that, self? That is so cute. I love these cards. They're so adorable. And I think that it's so fitting for today. Anything? He's so cute. Look at him. Look at his little face. All right. I will see y'all next time. Hopefully it won't take me another 6 months. I'm sorry. Love you.